Hi and welcome you all to Unacademy platform. Here I am discussing current affairs for upcoming SSC, CGL, CHSL in English medium. So all the relevant current affairs content will be discussed here. National, international economy, sports, awards, etc. will be covered. So my name is Bibin Kunjumon and I am handling classes in SSC for a long time under Unacademy in English medium, mainly GS portions. Okay, this is my referral code. You can use it whenever you are subscribing to Unacademy Plus courses. So here current affairs I have actually discussed. I am discussing in this way. First MCQs are there and their discussion explanations are there. Then some content that I have actually included as the explanation without framing the question. So I thought MCQ discussion will be much better than simply going through the different subjects and all. So possible questions from the relevant areas you can easily make it up in your mind. So the first question. So after every question I will give you 10 seconds for thinking and answering. Okay. So the first question. Try it. Which basketball legend has been inducted posthumously into the Basketball Hall of Fame? Okay, so what is the keyword here? So any one of this means among these one of the persons has actually included into the list of Basketball Hall of Fame members, or he got inducted into this Basketball Hall of Fame, such a great distinction he received even though after his death. So posthumously means this particular person is expired, but by respecting his great contribution towards basketball, so Basketball Hall of Fame actually included his name. So who among this? So A, it is Wilt Chamberlain. B, Tom Henson. C, Kobe Bryant. D, John Havlicek. Answer. The answer is C, Kobe Bryant. So here this newspaper content you can see, May 16 newspaper content. So Kobe Bryant actually got into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Fine. So that's it. Next one. Done. United Launch Alliance is a joint venture between which two aerospace companies? Okay, so we have understood this much. It is a joint venture between one among these group. Okay, so one among these group aerospace companies only, that is associated with some kind of rocket launch or something like that. Okay, so United Launch Alliance, if you are remembering, the Atlas rocket is there, no, that is from this United Launch Alliance. Actually it is an association between Lockheed Martin and Boeing. So here the answer is D. It is a joint venture of Lockheed Martin and Boeing. Okay, so Atlas 5 rocket, actually that's a project came out of their joint venture. Next question, read it. Done. Malayali ophthalmologist who was recently included in Power List 2021, a global list of 100 influential women ophthalmologists by international publication, The Ophthalmologist. Okay, so there is a journal that's published mainly related eye related stuff. That is what is the ophthalmologist, The Ophthalmologist. Recently, one among this person, he is a Keralite, he or she is a Keralite, that's why it is said Malayali. So Malayalam is a language spoken in Kerala. So Malayali ophthalmologist who was recently included in what? Power List 2021. So from this question we have understood this much. There is an international journal for publishing content related with ophthalmology or eye related stuff. So in that ophthalmologist study, they have actually made a group, a power list of different members, 100 influential women ophthalmologists, actually list they made 1 2 3 like that. So among these 100 influential ophthalmologists, one among these actually an Indian and a Keralite. Her name is the question, because woman ophthalmologist we have understood from the question. So the answer is Fairuz P. Manjanvida. So you can see here newspaper content 21st April 2021. The Kannur is a district in Kerala. Kannur native Fairuz figures in the ophthalmology field of Power List 2021. Okay, so the list is annually compiled by the ophthalmologist, a premier international publication dedicated to the field of ophthalmology, and a selection is based on national and international recognition. Done. Fourth question. So the theme of World Earth Day 2021. So World Earth Day you should know when it is, and the theme, this year theme you should know. Okay, so first option is New Age Threats to Earth. Second one is Restore Our Earth. Third one is Resilient Earth. Fourth one is Climate Change Resistance. The answer is B, Restore Our Earth. So you can see April 22 that we celebrate as World Earth Day, a day for Earth. So this year theme is Restore Our Earth. Okay, Restore Our Earth. Definitely Corona will do some magics and it will restore our Earth. Read this question. Done. The country which recently created a memorial in the Indian Embassy to commemorate the first diplomat martyr of independent India, K. Shankaran Pillai. Okay, so what is the question? The question is related with a country. So one among this country is the answer. Okay, so what that particular country did recently, actually they have built a memorial. They have actually created a memorial for some person. Where? In the Indian Embassy in their country. So Canada, USA, Singapore, Russia, these all countries actually we have our own embassy, we have our own diplomatic mission. So within this Indian Embassy, a memorial created by this particular country. For whom? For K. Shankara Pillai. Who is this K. Shankara Pillai? K. Shankara Pillai is known as this. Okay, the first diplomat martyr of independent India. So if there is a separate question asked, who is or who was the first diplomat martyr of independent India, you can say K. Shankaran Pillai. So in order to respect him, in order to remember his contribution towards that country, or in order to respect his presence there, they are actually making a memorial. They made a memorial there. The answer is Canada. Okay, so this is what the newspaper content of April 2021 says. So this person, K. Shankaran Pillai, he was assassinated on 1961. So 1961 he got assassinated. Now it is the 60 years now 60th anniversary of that incident. So Canada, in Canada capital Ottawa, so there in Indian Embassy, he was actually shot dead by a person there for rejecting his visa application to India. So the memorial created in Ottawa Indian Embassy to remember the Indian diplomat by that country. Okay, he was actually shot down by a Yugoslavian origin person in 1961. Read the next question. Done. First country to ratify world's largest free trade agreement titled RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Yes or no? So Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP. So the first country, so first is the question here, it ratified. So one of this country ratified. What it ratified? It ratified RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So what is it? It is a trade agreement. So what is the significance of trade agreement? We know it is the world's largest free trade agreement. And who all are participating in this trade agreements? We know ASEAN countries are there. ASEAN consists of 10 countries plus 5 more countries participate. But India is not participating in this RCEP. So which country ratified that? It is the Singapore ratified. Okay. So you can see the newspaper content. Singapore is the first country to ratify RCEP free trade deal, and they are expecting that from 1st January 2022 they will roll out the project. So these are the countries who participate in RCEP. So I have told you that 10 countries of ASEAN are there: Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Brunei, Singapore, plus 3 plus 2. So totally 5 countries. You can see Australia and New Zealand 1, 2, then South Korea, China, Japan. So China is there, Japan is there, South Korea is there. So 1, 2, 3 plus 2, 5. Then 10 countries of this. So Myanmar is there, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesian region, Vietnam, Philippines, Brunei. So these all are the ASEAN group. Okay. India never wanted to join in that because India felt that India will lose more than gaining something from that free trade agreement. Okay, read this question. Done. Countries which were recently selected as global winners in ICC Development Award 2021. So which among the following countries recently selected as the global winners in ICC Development Award? So International Cricket Council, we know their Development Award 2021. So which among the following? So it is, answer is B, Argentina, Brazil, Vanuatu and Uganda. So April 20 newspaper content you can see here. Argentina, Brazil, Uganda, Vanuatu, they became the winners of ICC Development Award 2020. Okay, why this award is given? The awards are given to members for working to grow cricket in emerging markets in partnership with ICC. So if these countries, we know Argentina and all, they are Argentina, Brazil and all, they are actually good with the football. Okay, football is their spirit. So ICC is related with the cricket. They are trying to spread the cricket into these regions also. So Argentina, Brazil, Uganda, Vanuatu has taken actually many projects, many activities in order to increase the partnership of people for in cricket. Okay, try this. Done. First Indian woman to scale Mount Annapurna. Which one of the following is the first Indian woman to scale Mount Annapurna? So first you should know where is this Mount Annapurna, then the person, Indian, then woman. So it's a woman, it's an Indian, scaled Mount Annapurna. Aruna Singh, Tashi Yangjom, Priyanka Mohite and Sangeeta Bal. The answer is C, Priyanka Mohite. So you can see this, Priyanka Mohite is the first Indian woman to scale the Mount Annapurna. If it is Everest, we know what is this Everest and all. So Annapurna is another actually hill nearby that Mount Everest. So there should be more. Okay, she is actually from Maharashtra. She is the person who actually climbed this Mount Annapurna. Mount Annapurna is also another difficult terrain near to the Everest. Okay, try next question. Done. Rank of India in recently published World Press Freedom Index 2021 by Reporters Without Borders. Okay, so what does the question means? Here the Reporters Without Border, it is an NGO. They have actually published, they do publish in every year the World Press Freedom Index 2021. So in order to ascertain how much the journalists are free there, how much the informations are free to flow in their border of those particular countries. So World Press Freedom, it's published by Reporters Without Border. It's an NGO. So here the rank of India is question 139, 40, 41, 42. India's position is bad 142. So you can see April 21 Indian Express News, a World Press Freedom Index, India retains 142 out of 180 spots. So one of the world's most dangerous countries for journalists, definitely, because not came in 1, 2, 3, even within 100 also not came, because see here they have written a reason for that. For India, the latest report has blamed an environment of intimidation, okay, created by BJP supporters for any critical journalist who the report said marked as anti-state and anti-national. So they are of the opinion that if any journalist is publishing the true facts related with the government and all, okay, since they are going anti-government, since government done mistake, definitely journalists are saying like that, they are actually castigated as anti-state and anti-national. That's why 142 position we have received. Then when we look to the who came the first positions, definitely Norway first, then Finland, Denmark are there. Then our neighbor China, if you observing, it is rank 177. Okay, so China is performing very bad. We know information won't go out of China. But our other neighbors, Nepal, if you see 106, Sri Lanka you see 127, Myanmar before the coup it is 140, Pakistan 145, Bangladesh 152. So India is actually very bad in its position. Okay, try this. 10th question. Indian Railway started its first oxygen express train service between. So it's about Indian Railway, so definitely the places must be connected by the railway network. Then first oxygen express started. Oxygen express is a train that is carrying exclusively the oxygen for the patients who are struggling with the COVID-19 problems. The answers: Visakhapatnam to Kalamboli, Visakhapatnam to Delhi, Kolkata to Delhi, Kolkata to Kochi. The answer is Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh to Kalamboli. Okay, so Visakhapatnam to Kalamboli they are carrying it. So we know a RoRo service, roll-on roll-off service, is the train in order to carry the oxygen from there to Maharashtra, Kalamboli, Mumbai region. Good. Okay, next. Okay, 11th question. Try to solve it. Done. Indian cricketers who were recently appointed as the brand ambassadors of fashion brand Puma. So Puma took actually two Indian cricketers as their brand ambassador recently. So who are they? So first option you can see Kohli is there, Sachin is there. B option is there, Devdutt is there, Washington Sundar is there. C option Syed Abid Ali, Rohit Sharma is there. Then D none. The answer is B here. B here, Devdutt Padikkal and Washington Sundar are actually selected as the Puma new ambassadors. These are the some cricketers. Next question. Okay, try it. Question number 12. Awareness campaign launched in Rajasthan to curb the spread of COVID-19. Okay. So which one of the following are the awareness campaign launched in Rajasthan to curb the spread of COVID-19? So no mask, no movement, go corona, go, mask pahano, safe with the mask or chalan. The answer is A. No mask, no movement. Recently, means April 2021, last month, Rajasthan government actually came with such a very important initiative, no mask, no movement. That means if you want to go out, definitely you should wear a mask. So awareness creation and compelling the people to wear the mask is very important in order to prevent the spreading of this COVID-19. Try next question. Thirteen. Recently appointed first secretary of Communist Party in Cuba. Recently appointed first secretary of Communist Party in Cuba. Fine. So what does it mean, first secretary? First secretary never mean Communist Party is the one, number one. No, not at all. It is number one in the case of position. For example, we say Prime Minister is the number one person in our country. Similarly, the President. So something kind of similar post only, this first secretary of the Communist Party. So Communist Party has different levels of the leaders, and this one is actually the most important among them. Recently in the Cuba, they conducted actually an election and they selected the first secretary of the Communist Party. Raul Castro, Fidel Castro, Blas Roca Calderon, then Miguel Diaz-Canel. Okay, so the answer is D. It is Miguel Diaz-Canel. He actually selected as the first secretary of the Communist Party of Cuba here. Okay. Try this question 14. What is the name of new relay satellite series to be launched by the ISRO? So new relay satellite series to be launched by ISRO. So the answer is Indian Data Relay Satellite System. So you might be remembering that a new set of satellites actually launched by them. It is very important because the Gaganyaan mission, that's hopefully might be in the next year 2022. That is India's first unmanned space flight to be conducted for the first time actually. So this Gaganyaan mission, whenever it is launched, we need to actually maintain the continuous communication with the payload. So for that a set of satellites are required. That's why this Indian Data Relay Satellite System is launching. Try this question number 15. Done. So which technology company has launched the new version of its Edge Chromium browser for both Mac and Windows platform? So one of the following technological company actually came with the Edge Chromium. So Chromium we may feel actually it is Google, but the Edge we know it is associated with Microsoft, because Microsoft had an earlier browser that is known as Internet Explorer. They have decided to stop this Internet Explorer and they brought this new browser that is Edge. So it's a new version actually they have brought. It is actually the Microsoft is the answer here. So Microsoft, not just for the Windows platform, for the Mac also they have brought it. But will they able to compete with the Safari in the Mac system is a question to ask. It is very difficult because even in the Windows system also, people are not using this Windows browser Edge. Instead of that, people are using Chrome. Okay. So the next question, 16. Try it. Which Indian satellite launched from French Guiana in January 2020? So India is actually very much capable of launching any rockets, any satellites to any orbits on the space. But here there is a very surprising news that in January 2020, India took the help of French Guiana to launch a satellite. So why it is like that? So one thing is there, India is itself is a market, or it is itself is an exporter of the space technology, in the sense the service provided by ISRO for launching the satellites of many countries, including the developed countries, are part of it. But at the same time, India is actually seriously lacking the capability to send heavier payloads, very heavy payloads to the space. So we know that GSLV rockets developed by India in order to carry the 5 tons of loads and all to the very upper orbits. No, we know that. But that cryogenic engine, no, many times actually it is shown problems, even though it is seems to be a success one. The failure rate is higher in the case of this cryogenic technology. That might be the reason GSAT-30, that is for communication and other cellular broadcasting services, that is launched with the help of the French Guiana in 17th January 2020. This GSAT-30 is replacing the INSAT 4A satellite, okay, and it weighs around 4 ton. So 4 ton load is there, okay. So 15 years is the expected life of that. So the question was, which Indian satellite launched from French Guiana? It is GSAT-30. Try this. Done. First e-waste clinic of India, that was recently opened in which city? So the question is related with the e-waste processing center. Okay, so very beautifully they have given it as clinic, because a clinic is the place where you treat some kinds of conditions and you just cure it actually with the help of clinic. So that might be the reason they have actually named it like e-waste clinic, because they want to process the e-waste there, they want to segregate the usable material from there, and they want to remove the unusable and the threat posing one and process it properly. Okay, so here Lucknow, Mumbai, Bhopal, Cuttack in Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, this kind of a clinic came. So first, this is first in our country, so India's first e-waste clinic, which is a jointly set up by the Central Pollution Board and this Bhopal Municipal Corporation there in Bhopal. So they will process, they will segregate, they will dispose the electronic waste from both household also, commercial unit also. So question number 18, actually I have included some very informative content here from current affairs section. Instead of framing the question. So you might have seen several questions till now, 17 questions. I have told you from this kind of content I develop MCQ there. So that would be easier for you. At the same time, you should keep in mind that there is content like this also in the online mediums. Fine. So this one, Rajesh Bansal appointed as the CEO of Reserve Bank of Innovation Hub. So what question I can frame it from this? Who recently appointed as the new CEO of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub? I can ask this question now. The answer is Rajesh Bansal. So remember it. So what is this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub? Actually, Reserve Bank came with this kind of a novel idea that would develop internal infrastructure to promote fintech research and facilitate engagement with innovators and startup and all. Fine. So it is Rajesh Bansal who is going to head this innovation hub now. Next one, 19th one. So Narendra Bhadra. Okay. So again, what could be the question? Who is elected as the new FIH president? FIH means International Hockey Federation. So who got elected as the new International Hockey Federation president? The answer is Narendra Bhadra. Fine. So Narendra Bhadra, is it the first time he becomes the president? No. He got re-elected. So last year also he was continuing in that post. Now he got re-elected into that. So Narendra Bhadra has been re-elected as the president of this for the second time. Fine. Then he will hold office until 2024. That means 3-year tenure is there. In 2024, he is also the president of. That makes it actually beautiful. Narendra Bhadra, president of International Hockey Federation. He is also the president of India's Olympic Association. So Indian Olympic Association president also Narendra Bhadra, and he also elected into the member of International Olympic Committee. So he became a member of International Olympic Committees. So one post held by him is International Hockey Federation president. Second one is president of Indian Olympic Association. Third one, he got elected into the member of International Olympic Committee. They take actually the majority of the decision associated with the Olympics. So where is this federation's headquarters? Its headquarters is in Switzerland, Lausanne. Next one, topic number 20. So Himanta Biswa Sharma. So I believe you might have heard this name, Himanta Biswa Sharma, because he became the new Chief Minister of the Assam. New Chief Minister of Assam. Is this the only post held by them? No. He is a famous sports personality. That's why he is the Vice President of Badminton of Asia. So Badminton Federation Asia's, its Vice President is Himanta Biswas. Now he is the Assam Chief Minister. Plus Badminton Association of India, the President is Himanta Biswas. So Badminton Asia's Vice President is Himanta Biswas. Badminton Association of India's President is Himanta Biswas. And he got into the council. For the period 2021-2025 also. Which council? This council, Badminton World Federation Council, he became a member. Okay. So Himanta Biswa Sharma, first one, he is the Chief Minister of Assam. Second one, Vice President of Badminton Asian Federation. Third one, Indian Badminton Association's President. Fourth one, he got elected into the Badminton World Federation's Council membership. Next one, 21st. Asia's richest and second richest person are now Indians. Fine. So it's not about the world richest or second richest. It is Asian region. The first is an Indian. We know it is Ambani. Second one also now became an Indian. That is Adani. Fine. So Mukesh Ambani became the richest Asian. Gautam Adani became the second richest Asian. So this rich people list made by Bloomberg Billionaires Index. The world around, if you take, see this particular Billionaires Index published in May 2021, published on May 21, 2021. So very recent publishment only. So Bloomberg Billionaire Index. It says that the world around, if you look, the richest person in the world is Jeff Bezos. Second one is, we know, the Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is the second. First is Jeff Bezos. Next question, that is topic number 22. 22 says the naturalist Jane Goodall wins 2021 Templeton Prize for life's work. Okay, so the naturalist Jane Goodall wins the 2021 Templeton Prize for life's work. So this is very important piece of information. This Templeton Prize, 1973 only this Templeton Foundation started giving actually a prize. The prize award is now around 1.1 million euro. And for what purpose they are awarding this award? One is for outstanding contributions in affirming life's spiritual dimension, whether it is through insight, whether it is through discovery, whether it is through practical works. Fine. So who received this? The Jane Goodall received this year 2021 Templeton Award. For what? For recognizing her life work related with animal intelligence and humanity. Okay. Topic number 23. So FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup to be held in India in October 2022. So next year, October. So a current affairs content for our MCQ exams came up. That is FIFA Under-17 World Cup. That's also Women's World Cup. So Under-17, below 17 years, FIFA Football Federations. So World Cup going to be held in India. Okay, so the decision has been taken, but we need to wait and see whether how this corona condition is turns out at that time. So you can see the first point, Under-17 Women's World Cup will be held in India from October 11 to 30 next year. So FIFA Council decided that on 21st May. So India was earlier scheduled to host 2020 Under-17 World Cup, but we know it was postponed to 2021 due to COVID-19 pandemic. Now they approved key dates of the international match calendar also. Fine. Topic number 24. Cyclone Yas to hit West Bengal, Odisha. So the moment I am speaking to you, actually already the cyclone hit in our land region of West Bengal and Odisha. There it is. The conditions are very bad. So Yas is a cyclone in the Bay of Bengal region. That means India's eastern region, Bay of Bengal region, Bay of Bengal Ocean. And the name Yas given to this cyclone by Oman. We know earlier there was a Taute cyclone. In this Taute cyclone, the name for this tropical cyclone given by the country Myanmar. Okay, we know the list of 169 names already kept by this World Meteorological Organization's regional branch. So that include all the South Indian Ocean countries are there. So here this Yas originated in Bay of Bengal. Next one, DRDO develops actually a COVID-19 antibody detection kit that is known as DIPCO-1. What is it? DIPCO-1. So DIPCO-1 kit, it is an antibody detection kit associated with COVID-19. For example, whenever a person got infected with the COVID-19 antigen, his body produces antibody. So by checking whether that antibody is there in his blood, easily we know that patient is COVID positive or not. Okay, so DIPCO-1. Next one, Microsoft to retire iconic Internet Explorer by 15 June 2022. So 2022 till next year 15 June the Internet Explorer will be there. After that it will be discontinued, and we know that whether it is there or not, no one is using Internet Explorer, so there is no relevance at all. So see this, in 1995 only they have actually launched this Internet Explorer. Now it became a failure. They are actually closing it down, and already they have came with their Edge Chromium in order to replace Internet Explorer. That is little bit doing good. Topic number 27. International Day for Biological Diversity. So International Day for Biological Diversity is 22 May. Fine. The theme of this year is we are part of the solution. We are part of the solution is the theme this year. Fine. Okay. So biological diversity we know. So different kinds of organisms present. So a day to remember their protection and the initiative is there. Topic number 28. Environmentalist Sundarlal Bahuguna passes away. So environmentalist Sundarlal Bahuguna passes away. You all know about this person, Sundarlal Bahuguna. He is associated with the Chipko movement. So Chipko movement was the movement that's led by the local women in order to protect the trees in their region. Yes or no? Yes or no? So the Chipko movement related information is important. Sundarlal Bahuguna. Recently he died out of a COVID-19 situation, I believe. Topic number 29. A woman chief justice actually got to the Kenya. So Kenya's first woman chief justice, Martha Koome, becomes Kenya. Kenya is a country, their first woman chief justice. Keep in mind, even today India till now not appointed a woman chief justice. Okay, so Martha Karambu Koome is the Kenya's first woman chief justice. She is the first woman to head any of the three branches of the government in Kenya. So it's a very good and a commendable approach, because a woman is reaching up to such a first position means it's a great thing. Next one, recently one naval ship, that is INS Rajput decommissioned. So that is India's first destroyer actually, India's first destroyer ship, that is INS Rajput decommissioned. So 1980 only actually it is inducted into Indian Navy part, and we have actually took it from built by Russia. Okay, we took it from them. Its original name means Russian name was Nadezhny. From that actually we changed that to INS Rajput. Okay, so this INS Rajput participated in Operation Aman, Pavan, Cactus and all. Topic number 31. Jharkhand ranks first in implementation of Smart City Mission scheme. So Jharkhand ranks the first in implementation of Smart City Mission scheme. Fine. So Smart City Mission scheme, we know it is a central government sponsored program to develop different cities, or secondary cities will be elevated to the position of smart city. So they try to make it all the items smart, in the sense the energy footprint, carbon footprint will be near to zero. They will make all are sustainable, and renewable energy is tapping, and the green building are part and parcel of smart city mission. So Jharkhand is the state to lead the first position in this project implementation. Okay. Okay, try to solve this question. 32. Done. The train launched by Indian Railway. The train launched by Indian Railways for the transport of liquid medical oxygen and oxygen cylinders through green corridors to states which have a shortage of oxygen supply for COVID-19 patients. We know it is known as Oxygen Express, and the first route was Visakhapatnam to Bombay region, Kurnool region, we know it. Try this question number 33. Done. Saudi Arabian human rights activist who was recently awarded Václav Havel Human Rights Prize 2021. So Saudi Arabian, so it's a Saudi Arabian national. Second one is human rights activist. Third one is that person received Václav Havel Human Rights Prize 2021. So among these, so the first one is Laujain, second one is Galia, third one is Laila, fourth one is Amira Aziz. We know the answer is A. Laujan Al-Hathlu, she actually received this prize, Václav Havel Human Rights Prize. Why she received actually this Human Rights Prize? Because she fought for and even imprisoned for the woman freedom and the gender equality. Leave about equality, at least some rights given to, some rights and independence given to the woman there. Because in the name of religion, Islam religion, the people, especially the woman section, is suppressed in the Arabian countries, we know. Especially the Saudi Arabia and all, they are actually led by the Sunni group. They try to be very harsh related with the rights to the woman group. So women, they are not seeing it as an equal. They are treating them as something of a very low position. So this woman, that Laujain Al-Hathlu, fought against that. For example, she drove a car there. She wanted that the woman should have the driving rights. See, think about it, we are living in 2021, and in the name of Islam religion, the women are denied the rights. Okay, leave about the driving. Second one was there. That means if any Saudi woman wants to go out, no, a male company is must. Whether it is a male child of their or husband or some relative, male companionship is must. Then think about the situation, how the woman will live there. They will be completely dependent on this male category. That's very bad thing, no? Very bad thing. So she even imprisoned around 1001 nights in jail associated with her human rights activities. Fine. So the prize is named Vaclav Human Rights Activist Prize. And this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. So you can see that. Question number 34. Government raises subsidy on DAP fertilizers by 140%. What does DAP stands for? So India government decided to increase subsidy on something. So the answer is diammonium phosphate. It is not aluminum, it is not dichloride, it is not hydroxide. We know the nitrogen sources needs to be met. One is urea, another one is diammonium phosphate. So the important thing is that for the subsidy government increased by 140%. That means government was earlier paying just 500 rupees per bag as the subsidy. Now government needs to pay not the double also, more than double, 1200 per bag, 1200 per bag as a subsidy in the case of this DAP. So DAP is diammonium phosphate. So it's a rich source of nitrogen component. Okay, so 140% increase. Next one. Done. Topic number 35. Satpura Tiger Reserve, which has been added to the tentative list of UNESCO. So you might have seen in the newspaper, six sites in India actually inserted into the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage List. Tentative list means the UNESCO will analyze these particular sites and they will be putting them in temporary list. That is what is tentative list. If the UNESCO feels that yes, they have the things, the heritage value that needs to be conserved and are protected, UNESCO will give World Heritage Sites tag. Okay, so when you get that tag, you will get international acceptance and international information available about that. It is good for tourism and it is good for fund inflow. So which Indian state is this Satpura Tiger Reserve? Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal. We know it is Madhya Pradesh. So Archaeological Survey of India have submitted 6 sites to UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One is Satpura, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Then other sites are written here. For example, iconic riverfront of Varanasi, then megalithic site in Karnataka, Maratha military architecture in Maharashtra, etc., etc. So these 6 location, try to remember. Next topic, 36. INDRP Attribution Tribunal, which was making news recently, is associated with which field? What? INDRP. So INDRP. So INDRP attribution is associated with actually the domain name issues. Domain name issues. We know that our internet, whenever you take a URL, it may have actually kpsc.gov.in or something .in, India.in, .bharat, .kvic, like that. So there actually there was a dispute associated with this KYC and .in and .bharat, and in this tribunal it came out like the National Internet Exchange of India has the ultimate authority over .in and .bharat. Try this one. (37) May 9 is observed as the time of remembrance and reconciliation of those who lost their lives during the which war? Okay, so May 9 is observed as the time of remembrance and reconciliation of those who lost their lives during which war? It is Second World War, we know. So UN General Assembly decided they will observe May 8-9 as a remembrance day of the people who lost their life in Second World War. So 2004 only they have took a decision, because we know the World War I also, II also, that affected the world around. And in the World War II, the participation of countries were more, the loss were more, including India also. Try this one. Done. Which species of frog is officially largest frog in the world? The answer is Goliath frog. So it is huge, around weighing up to 4 kilogram. Okay, so 32 centimeter length. It's very huge, no? So frog, think about and its size. So these are seen in the limited habitats of Cameroon and Guinea, but it is getting affected. This habitat destruction happens. So this population of this frog needs to be conserved under the Biodiversity Protection Acts. Next one. Which country is set to create a line of separation at the Mount Everest summit to tackle COVID-19 infection? So among the following, one country decided to set up a line of separation at the Mount Everest summit to tackle the COVID-19 infection. So Nepal, China, India, Bangladesh. So we may think it is Nepal because Mount Everest is associated with them. But we know that the Mount Everest, even though it comes in the Nepal region, so Mount Everest could be climbed from either Chinese side or Nepal side. So here what it is means, China wanted to protect their mountaineers from this Nepal hiking people from COVID-19 infection. So this line of separation is associated with that only. So COVID-19 related. So you can see May 10 newspaper content. China to create a line of separation at Everest summit on COVID fears. See, China is worrying about the COVID now more than we. Try this. Topic number 40. Bucharest 9 is a group of 9 countries from which international bloc. Okay, so Bucharest 9 countries group only, understood. Which international bloc? G20, European Union, NATO, Commonwealth. The answer is NATO. In NATO, 9 eastern countries actually. So we know that this NATO is something North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's a military group, we can say, between the countries in the North Atlantic region, including the USA and its surrounding one, then some of the European countries, most of the European countries. So this eastern groups is there, no, like the small countries like Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Slovakia. Actually they wanted their voice needs to be heard strong in the NATO. That's why within the NATO framework itself they grouped together as Bucharest 9. Okay, fine. Try this. #41. Who has been named as the CEO of the proposed bank NARCL? Okay, the proposed bad bank NARCL. Actually, this NARCL is also known as bad bank. If you know the expansion of NARCL, you can easily guess it. So it is also known as bad bank, and a new CEO is got appointed. The answer is Padmakumar M. Nair of State Bank of India. He will be the CEO of NARCL. What is NARCL? National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. Okay, or this many banks have this bad loans and all. Bad loans are there. Non-performing assets are there. Okay, non-NP, non-performing assets are there. So these needs to be handled. So in order to move these all from that into a separate bank, To deal with that, there came the NARCL Bad Bank. Okay. So Padmakumar M. Nair will head this Bad Bank. Try next one, 42. Which state recently conducted monkey census using the mobile application designed by the Wildlife Institute of India? So we know that it is census period throughout our country in different parts. Tiger census is happening, lion census, elephant, goat, deer. So the census are happening in different part of our country. Similarly, one of our state conducted actually a monkey census by using mobile app. Which one of the following is that? The answer is Haryana. Haryana conducted actually a 3-day long census for documenting the count of monkeys, rhesus monkeys there. Try this question, 43. Jezero crater, whose image has been captured recently, is a crater in which astronomical body? So whose image captured recently, or simply you might have heard about this Perseverance rover mission of NASA. So this rover, they landed in this Jezero crater, that is in Mars. Fine. So NASA's Perseverance rover has recently started to study the floor of Jezero crater, because there only it landed. Jezero crater is very important because the scientists believed that Jezero crater is a location that had once upon a time water. They believe it like that. Next one, 44. What is the name of the document issued by the bank as a proof of payment received from abroad? What is the name of the document issued by bank as a proof of payment received from abroad? So the answer is FIRA. FIRA means Foreign Inward Remittance Advice. So from foreign countries, if we received some payment, for example, when we export items, we receive payment, no? So that is actually shown by this document, that is Foreign Inward Remittance Advice, FIRA. So you can easily process the FIRA and you can take the money out of the bank. So 45. So the last question of this class. We will continue the rest of the question in the next class. Christchurch Call, an initiative of which country? Christchurch Call. France, New Zealand, Australia, Germany. It is associated with the climate change. The answer is New Zealand. So a Christchurch Call is an action summit. Okay. It was a political summit initiated by the New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. What she meant is, it is not a climate summit. It's not a climate summit or climate call. It is related with actually the Christchurch in New Zealand. There in that mosque actually shooting happened and many got died in that. And this Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, she wanted an action summit needs to be happen, in that all the global leaders and the tech companies should pledge that they should eliminate the social media usage to online terrorism. We know online terrorism groups and all being happened with the help of the social media. Government needs to take proper measures to stop using the social media for terrorist purpose. That's what is the importance of Christchurch Call initiative of New Zealand. Okay. Thank you.